Oh, Mr. What should I call you, Mr. Lee?
You can just call me Lee.
Okay.
Yeah.
Come on. So, Lee, I am very grateful for your level of expertise. I respect it. You. Oh.
I always got something stupid to say. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom, my son Christ. I pray all has been well on this particular day, which is a high day. It is to be observed. What we rolling in. As y'all can see, it's ugly in Orlando. It's been raining all morning. It's been raining all morning here in Orlando. In Orlando, it's been raining all morning. It's ugly. It's ugly, folks. Anywho, just took a scroll. So, I ain't had too much to roll in it. Talk about this here. So, I'm not a stranger, y'all know. It's a feast, We're in the afternoon part of the feast already. Saw a couple of other schools and camps and stuff, and brothers and sisters who came together for the feast. And that's my spirit. That's my spirit. And not that I'm angry that they were keeping it in righteousness and all. It's just all the memories and flashbacks of one nation, how one nation kept feast days, memorial blowing of the trumpets, Passovers. Um, can y'all even hear me? But the way that one nation kept feasts and stuff like that, like first and foremost, what they got to understand is I come from, and I'm saying it like I speak one nation third party, but it's like I come from the king of convocations. I come from like one nation. Who can throw a feast better than one nation? Who can throw a convocation party better than one nation? And it ain't been going down. So when I scroll through certain other people's pages, other camps' pages this morning or last night, and I see them in unity and I see them keeping the feast and they doing it big and they having a good time. They enjoying themselves. They ain't doing it like one nation, but they doing it. That's my spirit. Um, and I just come down to it, man. When it comes to this truth and this walk, just like when it comes to these friendships, relationships, and everything else, during Enduring is where it's heavy, but I also understand that you got to be solid. Um, you got to be solid in all cases for that to work. Now think about it. You get somebody you solid person that ain't solid, they don't maintain friendships. They they don't know loyalty. Well, you ain't. You know what I'm saying? If a person ain't solid, you ain't gonna endure. Period. Point blank. And when I think about it, it's like, man, enduring. That word endurance has so many damn layers to it because it's pretty much in the midst of everything that you do. That means something. You know what I'm saying? Endurance, you're gonna need it for everything, pretty much. But anywho, what I was going back into, just because I don't want to get caught up on talking about endurance. So it was just vexing. It's vexing to see. I know y'all see these big ass bags on my eyes. I ain't been sleeping. Mhm. I don't know. It vexed my spirit, man. It vexed my spirit, but Shalom Most High in Christ, happy feast. Um, so we've reached the biggest new moon. Reached the biggest new moon of the year, and for the most part, they'll treat it like a normal day. The world will treat it like a normal day. As I can see, I'm driving, so I can't even really bust it open. But you understand, we here, 7th month. You're officially a couple days away from the fast. So one of the biggest, if not the biggest day of the year. One of the biggest days of the year. Time where we gonna wipe our slates clean, or pray to have our slates clean, most high. But in the midst of it, I want y'all to always remember, man, it was something that I used to always say. I said it every single year. I said, take a good look at the people in the room with you. Take a good look in the room. Take a good look at the people that's in the room with you. Because by this time next year, somebody ain't gonna be here. By this time next year, a lot of them won't be here. Listen, I those who've been with me for a while now, you've heard me say that plenty of times. That every year when we get around this time, I always tell you, look at the people in the room that's with us. I can guarantee you, some of them ain't gonna be with us the same time next year. And, for those who left me, ain't no. Those who left me, we ain't speaking. Ain't no. We ain't speaking. Scriptures say, if they was with us, they said they were never with us. If they were with us, they would have surely continued with us. And you know what? Christ understood that. Christ helped me understand that. The reason why I always tell y'all to look at the people in the room that's with you, because no matter how good the smiles is, No matter how fun the times is, if they was ever truly with you, you would be able to look to your side and they'll still be there. They'll go out amongst us. And when you say they went out amongst us, but they were never with us. They were among us, but they weren't with us. So Christ is telling you that the reason why you look back and you see people not there no more because they was never actually with you. It was just for the ride or whatever. And also goes back to what I just got done talking about. Everybody ain't gonna do it year round. Ain't gonna do it around again. Scripture tell us in Mark. Mark chapter 4. Chapter 4, verse 16. And these are they likewise which are sown on stony ground, who when they have heard the word, immediately receive it with gladness. So it's gonna be those who come, and they're gonna receive this thing with gladness. They're gonna understand what the walk is, they're gonna understand what they're supposed to be doing. Salakia. Or they're gonna come in and they're gonna say they accept what they're supposed to be doing. They're gonna come in and say they understand. Yes, yes, I agree. I'm with y'all. Oh, we love the most high. He said these, but those are them who are sown among stony ground. They receive the word with gladness. It says they have no root in themselves. Watch this. Remember this thought. Let me see if I can flip that. Okay, I can't get the camera turned on. All right. So remember, let's read that and just keep it fresh because I was trying to show y'all something, but it's gone now. Mark 4:16 says, and these are they, and these, Salakia, 4:16, and these are they likewise which are sown on stony ground, who when they have heard the word, immediately receive it with gladness. They immediately receive the word with gladness, right? Now, I want y'all to see what I mean by this when I say they receive it with gladness. They come in, oh man, I love it. They heard the word and hey, they was happy. They came into the truth. They come in and they endure for a season and all that. And remember, this is as soon as they hearing it. So this ain't this Salakia. These are people that when you tell them the word, they actually listen. They actually come in. They actually receive it. These are people who might come into the congregation and endure for time, months, years, whatever the case may be. The moment they heard, they agree with it. They agree with it. Same thing like our people back in the past times. I'm gonna show you what I mean. But they didn't endure, or they didn't do it. They didn't do it. They said they would. They agreed to it, but they didn't. Remember, when we come into the truth, we instantly agree that we're gonna endure this walk. We're gonna get our minds right. We setting our hearts right. We're getting our minds ready to prepare for temptation. All of those things, that's what we're agreeing to. We're agreeing that Christ died for us and that our life is no longer our life. We're gonna live it for him. We agree to all of those things, just like our forefathers did. And what the fuck did they do? Go to Exodus. Exodus 9 and 8. And I can't stay here real long because y'all can see I'm sitting at somebody's gas station. I just want to pull over to read this verse real quick, but then this hit my mind. Exodus chapter 9, verse 8, and it reads. No, that's not it. That's not it. What the fuck is this scripture? No, 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 no. 19 and 8. I just said that. Oh, I went to 9. Sorry, y'all. 19 and 8. 19 and 8. As a fact, we're going to go ahead and read from verse 7. Exodus 19 and 7. So remember I said they come in and they say they agree. They're going to do these things. They made all these agreements. When you walk in and you hear this and you accept it, you make all these agreements at once. The same way our forefathers and foremothers did when Moses was telling them. Let's read it. Exodus 19 verse 7. Exodus 19 and 7, and it reads, and Moses came and called for the elders of the people, and laid before their faces all these words which the Lord commanded him. And all the people, after he laid the word down that Most High had given to them, he laid the word down. What did all the people do immediately? And all the people answered together and said, all that the Lord hath spoken, we will do. And Moses returned the words of the people unto the Lord. So what did our people do immediately? They agreed. We will do it. The same thing our brothers and sisters have done when they walk into the truth, when they hear this truth, when they say they coming into the truth, when they come into the congregation, when you kept a feast day, when you ate the bread, when you drank the wine, you agreed to, I was going to apply all these things that the Lord said I was going to say it to do, we will do. You agreed to convocate. You agreed to keep in communication with those who fear the Lord. You agreed to be continually amongst the godly. You agreed to turn your back on the world. You agreed to cut off the darkness. You agreed to cut off wicked family. You agreed to cut off agreements with the world. You agreed to all of that, just like our forefathers did. And what did our forefathers do? You'll know what the hell they did based off of this. Deuteronomy 28:15. Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 15, and it reads, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments and all his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee. So come upon thee and overtake thee. So now with me reading that and just the little piece that we put together, what the fuck did our people do? Did they keep the agreement? No, because we ain't living the blessings. We live in the curses. So what does it show you? We are good for making agreements. We are good for understanding what the hell we're supposed to be doing, but then saying the hell with it. As soon as times get hard, as soon as it gets normal and it ain't as fun no more, it ain't as exciting, when it becomes a routine, when it comes to those times when you're going through the ebbs and flows, and now the only way you're going to be able to do it is just remain disciplined, because it ain't fun right now. It ain't inspiring right now, but you got to be disciplined. That's the only way. When it comes to that, we say, and guess what? We live the curses. Go back to Mark. Mark chapter 4, verse 17. Mark chapter 4, verse 17. And have no root in themselves. Have no root in themselves. Have no root in themselves. They're not attacked. I ain't going to say nothing. Let's just read it on. It says, have no root in themselves. And so endure. They do what? They endure. They do what? They endure. But what? But for a time. So what is it saying? These people, they only endure for a period of time. At some point in time, you're going to look back and see that these people are not with you. Why? Because Christ said what? That if they were amongst us, they would have continued amongst us. Meaning what? They endure for a time. They endure, but for a time. Meaning they was never with this walk. Christ be laying it out so flat. It's just like the reason why you gonna look back and see people not in the truth anymore is because they were never in the truth. The reason why you're gonna look back and see that people are not your friend anymore because they were never your friend. The reason why you're gonna look back and see that when you start looking and seeing things that are not there that were once were there, it's because it was never really there. That's the same thing with our attendance and coming and keeping the feast days of the Most High. Reason why you ain't keeping them and you ain't attending them and all that stuff, because you were never keeping them. You were never attending them. You know what I'm saying? It was just a fun cycle for the moment. It was a phase. And that's how we treat salvation. And guess what? it should be vexing our spirit, because we reading it. When we reading and you're understanding that you're living the life of the churches that's gonna get cut the fuck off. You're living the life of the churches that's going to be cut off. Somebody, you better find a way to dig back down deep. Dig back down deep and pull back the same spirit that we once walked in. So, Most High in Christ, man, I pray y'all. I pray that this feast day has been. Pray that the times is becoming an eye opener, man, because we're watching more and more people fall off. I'm watching more and more. There's certain schools that's not even standing anymore. They're not even standing anymore, meaning that I've talked to some brothers that, and I'm telling you, it's been crazy. I talked to some brothers that brought me into the thing, and the spirit is gone. They ain't in it no more. They went back to the world. You know what I'm saying? That shit hurt me. It hurt. You know what I'm saying? People that brought me in back to the world. So now, looking at the people that came in, under me, you still try to find yourself trying to figure out ways to bring that unity back, bring that spirit back, to save everybody from themselves. And in the midst of that, I be finding my strength, helping saving others, help me save myself. I don't know, man. I'm so damn pissed off, frustrated, man. But they have no root in themselves, man. It's so heavy because so now what do we, Salaki? My mind running, but where do you go? What do you do from here? What you do? You Sirach 2 and 2. Come in and you start getting your mind right. It's time to reform. It's time to It's time to restart. It's time to start shaping the mind, reforming the mind. And what's going to happen is everybody's got to find that one spot. They got to find that humility and that humbleness again, to where you're going to have to be able to take the correction. You have to be able to take somebody standing over you again. Because when you're away from it, you lose that discipline. You lose that discipline. And as I was stating a while back, with particular brother, when you been up under a discipline or been up under a certain structure for a while, and then you say you get with somebody and then they're afraid to tell you the truth, or they won't tell you the truth, they'll let you live in sin, they'll whatever, they won't say nothing, they'll act like whatever you like, they don't see what you're doing is wrong. When you get amongst somebody who was afraid to tell you the truth, and then you live like that for a couple months, or you live like that for a while, it becomes detrimental to you, because once you get back around to people who not afraid to tell you what it is, who ain't afraid to let you know you on some bullshit or whatever the case may be, it's like somebody who can't take. It's like, let me put it like this: every last one of you who has lived outside of your mother or your father's house for a period of time, go back and try to live with them now and see how fucking hard it is. Go see how hard it is. It is nothing like it was coming up, because you've been your own now. You done ran your own house. You got your own set of rules. You got your own way of living now. Now you got to go back and reform up under their way. And of course, we know that they are the world, but same thing with this truth. When you go out and you live you come in this truth, the easiest thing to do is walk right in this truth. Like, to come in this truth and never leave. Stay disciplined. Never leave. That's the easiest thing to do. But if you come in this truth, live for a moment, then leave, go back to the world, and then try to come back again, those things, it's like getting married again after you had a divorce. You got like I think they say if you get divorced and get married again, it's like a 60-something, 70-something% chance. I think it's like 60-something% chance that you're gonna get divorced again. Same thing with this truth, man. If you leave this truth and go be undisciplined for a minute, and then you come back and try to put discipline back on or whatever, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna end up falling back out, or you never gonna get back to where you was at. And that's why you see these constant battles. You see brothers that they got up out of discipline, they got from under firm leadership and all that stuff. Went their ways for a minute. And that be with sisters too. You see brothers and sisters, they come in, they walk a certain way, and then they go back to the world for some reason, a situation happening, and then they leave and they don't come back for a while. And then when they do come back, the spirit is never the same. And most time they linger around for a little bit and then they fall back out. We seen that with another sister. Seen a sister come here, do it for a minute, leave, came back. About a month, 2 months, left again. That's how it is. Can't break this discipline. That's what the scriptures tell you that as well by let me pull over real quick. In Hebrews. The scriptures tell you in Hebrews that in Hebrews it say that he that put the world, it is impossible for them who have came in, seen and tasted the word of the Most High and seen the miracles, that if they should, basically, I'm paraphrasing, if they would leave, how it would be nearly impossible to restore them to the faith again. I was just saying that. See, it's impossible. It's almost impossible for them to restore themselves. It's almost impossible. Same thing with this. You break discipline. You break. Like, we were in a congregational setting. And in that setting, everybody knew. Same thing when we read about Paul, when he say, look, when he's talking to the brothers, he's talking to them in Corinthians, I believe. And he says, when a brother was sleeping with his when a wicked Israelite was sleeping with one of his father's wives or concubines, and Paul tells him, you know my spirit, you know I've already got the judgment. If I was there, you know how I would handle it the same way as if I was there in my spirit, in my stead. So same thing with us. It's like, man, you come from a congregational setting where you pretty much know what's going to happen if you're out of line. You know, we didn't let nothing slide. Now imagine you didn't you go away and you don't deal with nothing for a minute. You just doing whatever you want to do. It's a free fall. First time somebody says something to you, you feel like you take it a certain way, especially yeah, no man. Just go out there and try to correct somebody from the world and see the response that you get. It's gonna be pushback. It's gonna be pushback. Unless they got a spirit, they got a spirit that's doing what? What is something that we always say? Leave discipline for a minute, leave all that for us to get back to what we once were. Immediately, Sirach, Sirach, Sirach chapter 6. Sirach chapter 6, verse 32, and it reads, My son, if thou wilt, let me pause real quick. Just trying to play this damn little Russian game. Fuck around and hurt me or somebody else. Let me pull over. Sirach 6:32 says, My son, if thou wilt, thou shalt be taught. If thou wilt apply thy mind, thou shalt be prudent. Right? So it says, thou will be taught, you're gonna have to first be willing. Then you have to apply your mind. But to apply your mind, first and foremost, understand this. You gotta go back to step one, which is doing your own understanding. Forget the hell you think you know, forget what's attached to your feelings. I'm grown, I'm all that foolish. You gotta disassociate all that stuff and to be able to break down so we can rebuild again. And see that. Perfect scripture. Proverbs 9 and 8. Proverbs 9 and 8. And it reads, Reprove a scorner, say, reprove not a scorner, lest he hate thee. Rebuke a wise man, and he will love thee. All right, so if you rebuke a scorner, it's absolute. He's going to hate you. And that's where did you see that? Man, bro, you see that in so many different layers. Not only with brothers amongst leadership, sisters with leadership, brothers amongst brothers, sisters amongst sisters, but even with God's word. We approve people with what God's word is, and they hate us. And remember, I told you, never get that deep. Don't think you that deep. They hate the Most High, but of course, they want to kill the messenger. They kill the messenger, but they hate the person who sent the message. And it says, you approve a scorner, he's gonna hate you, but you approve the that's my mind. Prove a wise man, and he will love thee. Remember how we always say love is an action word, man. Love is an action word. You prove a wise man, you approve a scorner, he gonna scorn. He gonna talk foolish, he gonna hate you, he gonna withdraw himself from you, all that type of stuff. Prove a wise man, he will love thee. What? You can respect what you say, he will take what you say. And also, they're gonna apply the things that you tell them. They're gonna apply it. But us, man, we've come to a place now where you gotta really ask and question your faith. You gotta really ask and question, are you really worthy of a reward? And the Most High decided today is the day that I'm going to hand out judgment. I'm going to accept only 1/3 into the kingdom, and the other 2/3 going to perish and burn. What reward are you? Which line are you standing in? You like, well, I did. You think about it, you start weighing stuff out there. You like, man, well, I did do this. I've been doing good. I was doing this for a little bit. I've been doing straight though. I know I struggle. When you start trying to weigh stuff out like that, you know what line you saying you in? You in that line where he said, I'm gonna spit you out because you neither hot nor cold. See what I'm saying? We gotta be if we walking the line. I said, what line are you walking for? Where are you standing? What judgment you gonna get? Repent, man. So it's another feast day that one of the biggest feast days, is the biggest new moon of the year. But I'm frustrated, and it's messed up because like I said, I wasn't expecting to see that some of the people who bought me in are no longer enduring. Some of the schools that was teaching and was hot 2-3 years ago, even because this is the thing. Even with me, y'all see, I go on fire at sometimes and throughout the year. I go on fire, and when we get to cooking, schools be coming for our head. You know what I'm saying? They don't. You know what I'm saying? They don't be want to go live and dick, but they be going at our head, and then I go on fire and swing them things back. But it's never to knock them off the map completely. Unless they go out there and start teaching rape doctrines, and they teaching rape doctrines and stuff like that. Then they teaching rape doctrines and stuff like that. Then yeah, I'm gonna go at them full throttle. But it's never to knock them off the map. So when I hear schools completely dissembled, ain't doing nothing no more, just it sucked. But the Lord said, if you can't start what is of Him, I said, if it doesn't stand, that's because it wasn't of Him. So with that, this is why I want people at One Nation to understand that wasn't talking about numbers. It wasn't talking about numbers. It wasn't talking about no numbers, man. It wasn't talking about how many people coming in. It was just saying that if the Most High hands involved with this, if this is the Most High thing, it's gonna stand. Men can't bring it to an end. No matter what. If it push come to the shove, the worst of the worst. If it only got down to just one man sitting in front of this camera and giving whatever the Most High inspired him to give is still standing. But what should be the reward or what should be the end then if it only comes down? Like, you understand? There's people out there trying to get the work done, and there's other people that's walking by and you see them. Somebody gonna join in and help them, but if not, then what should be the reward to those who stood by and didn't help the man push the Most High's word? What should be the payout for us who didn't endure in this thing? What should be the payout for us who only endured but for a season, but for a time? So, yeah, I woke up this morning and that shit was over. I pray everybody, I pray y'all understand, man, how important this thing is, how serious it is, and really evaluating it. And trying to find that thing to get back into the order that we was in and the strength and that same spirit that was once roaming, because you don't get a reward for decreasing. Meaning what? If you can look and honestly say, damn, we're not going as hard, we're not as strong, the spirit ain't as strong as it used to be, you lost something. You got to get back to that or better. We got to get back to that or better, or we worthy of death. Because you've already set the marker where you at or where you supposed to be. So when you come back, if you was way up here and now you down here, so you gotta really tell you, eat, sleep, fast, charge up, really charge your spirit back up, because it don't take a lot of scratching, clawing, and fighting and digging, and you have to get back to, for real, it's gonna take you getting uncomfortable again. It's gonna get back to one of the biggest things that I realized that has changed within us is one of the main things that made us so good, so strong, was sacrifice. The willingness to be uncomfortable for the better of the body. The willingness to sacrifice time, sleep, money, a ear, a shoulder, whatever the case, all those things that we went over and above to sacrifice for the body, for the better of the body, those things have disappeared. It's dwindled to how much we will really sacrifice for each other. And it could be due to just Salaki. I ain't gonna say it could be due. It could be due. So I just said it again. But it's, and I believe it all spawns for shit that's not even important about people's personal feelings. This made me feel a certain way, so I'm not doing this for the body no more. This made me feel a certain way, so I'm not doing that no more. Or I'm not eating that no more. I'm not swallowing this no more. Ain't nobody sacrificing shit. Everybody that made up in their mind, I'm willing to do just about this much. I'm not doing no more because something personally offended me. Something personally made me feel away. I'm gonna die behind that shit. So you suck that shit up. Stop. I ain't gonna say the B word. Suck that shit up and stop being weak. I better get back to being willing to sacrifice everything again. When we didn't care so much about, like, we care so much about, like, I can't do this, I got this. We care so much about everything that's going on amongst us right now that when this thing was built, the foundation, how it was going, Everything was good and smooth. We were making no more money than what we making now. But everything was a lot better because nobody was looking to their own things, like the scripture said. What was mine was yours. What was yours was mine. Sacrifice it. I don't need it right now. You get it. Just sacrifice. Unity, togetherness. And it got to the point where everything started turning. I started looking at shit. I'm like, everybody being mushy. Everybody being offended by every goddamn thing. I want the kingdom, man. This shit better turn back around to what it used to be. Get ready to start getting uncomfortable again. You understand? Oh, man, damn. I ain't been cussed out in a minute, so you know when it got cussed out, it kind of made me like, ooh, yeah, you got to get used to that again. Get back to understanding that, man, I got to walk right because these niggas going to talk shit if they see me out of order. And I ain't gonna be able to do nothing but say, you know what, Most High in Christ, and keep moving. That's what it's gonna take. So examine yourselves. Examine whether you are in the faith. Examine if you're worthy of the kingdom. Examine yourselves. Remember, you ate the bread. You drunk the wine. You got no wiggle room. You got no wiggle room. Our foremothers and forefathers had already asked for Christ's blood to be upon us. And then you took the literal oath. You drunk the blood. You ate the bread. He said, now you be worthy of my body and damnation. The blood has already been put on your hands. So now, if we don't want to die in this hellhole, fix this shit. Repent or die. I pray y'all took something from this morning rant. Pray y'all took something from the morning rant. And pray that we find a way to change it. With that, I'm gonna get off. I don't know. I call St. John when I get off here. I'm not sure. Not sure if I'm able to come that way or not, but call him when I get off of here. So, other than that, man, Shalom Most High in Christ, man. What's going on? Hold on. Let me see something. Bro, can you even get in here? I'm not sure. It's copied. You should be able to hit that link. Hit that link, man. Okay. sure. That's one of the saddest things, man. That shit messed me up. People that, man, people that taught me basics, like people who've taught me who taught me Numbers 15:38, who taught me Deuteronomy 28, who taught me how to bring out topics like, who gave me the foundational points to understand how to teach salvation and stuff like that. And I see these people and they went back, man.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom. Shalom, Most High in Christ.
Most High in Christ.
Man, what's going down over there?
Burnt my...
You burnt who?
Burnt my hair. Goddamn fire came up and burnt the hell out of my hair. Don't tell nobody though.
You got to go in today.
You said what happened?
Said, don't you got to go in like around 5 today?
No, I told you I called out.
Yeah, I thought that was just for last night.
And I don't work on Thursdays, so I'm already off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure I'll be able to keep the whole thing. So I called out Wednesday. So I'll be able to participate in the whole thing.
So y'all got the foods. Got some foods, man.
Yeah, man. Putting the chicken on the grill right now. Hold up. Oh, God. Let's see. Let me see if I can turn it around real quick for you.
My phone went turn around, so you might have to actually turn the whole phone.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that then. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah. Sign Christ.
You know, getting that started up. Got the macaroni up in there with the baked beans and ground beef, you know.
Most High in Christ, yeah.
Got the Jesus juice up in there, ready to get drunk up.
Yeah. I got I ain't tripping on it. I know I could get it out or whatever. I'm gonna have them tell them I ain't gonna be able to come in.
Tonight.
Yeah, cause shit.
Tell
Yeah.
your ass, man. Tell them I said that. How about that? If you want me to call, I will.
Nah, I call him, tell him kiss my ass. But well, man. So just really what it is. It's got to get back to the points, man. It's got to get back to it. But there's too much stuff going on right now. Too much stuff going on, and too many people leaving.
Yeah, like you say, it's right now. It's that weeding out process that's going on right now. Everybody getting weeded out right now. The ones that's meant to stick here for the long run, we're gonna be here. The ones that's not, you're gonna find out because they're gonna no longer be in the truth. So
Yeah, man, I told you about the thing that happened yesterday, man. The brother made a video to my any nigga want to catch this fade, y'all clown ass niggas to catch this fade. Cause brothers don't want to believe it, because brothers was going against his doctrine. Y'all know the new doctrine is out again. I call it new, but it's a again doctrine about we can't eat no meat or whatsoever. So he got mad because people started laughing and stuff. He gonna say, any one of y'all niggas want to catch this fade? I said, God damn, you gonna fight us because we eat chicken?
right, that part.
I ain't say any one of y'all niggas want to catch this fade. You gonna catch this fade because we eat chicken in this motherfucker.
Yeah, no.
Don't show that man you got meat on that grill, bro. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
Sick, I was breaking up.
Yeah, he breaking up.
One sec.
Yeah, it's a new doctrine, y'all. You can't eat meat whatsoever.
I don't know what the hell is going on. Look. You get
Who?
you get me?
Yeah.
God damn it.
Freezing up again now, but I can hear you. Uh-oh, we breaking up.
Me, bro?
I can hear you, but jump out and jump back
I'm gonna
in.
try acting out and coming back in.
Yeah. Man, we had some technical difficulties streaming, y'all know what y'all. Come on with it. But yes, that's a so there's a doc. It ain't a new doctrine. This doctrine has sprung up a couple times, but the newest pushers of it, they actually want to fight brothers who don't believe it. The new pushers of the doctrine that you can't eat meat want to fight the people who don't believe that doctrine. It's weird. These are dodos, man. These be dodos, man. And I don't mean that in a derogatory way. I don't mean that. It's like, let me take that back. I shouldn't call them out their name. I shouldn't call them out their name. Salaki. But it is an idiotic doctrine, to say the least. But what made it more idiotic was the fact that they actually want to fight brothers who don't believe it. Right. You see, our sisters have sniped the shit out y'all, because I wouldn't have thought of that scripture just then. But that was a sniper shot right there. That's what I'm talking about. That's a sniper shot right there. That's a sniper shot right there. That's a direct headshot too. You know what I'm saying? That's a dying wish. Yeah, I hear you. That's a heavy hitter, AD. That's that right there. Like when people bring stuff like that out, that is like a clear director of someone who's studying, because that's not an average example that somebody would use. That's an advanced example. You can always tell when somebody bring out a heavy hitter too, because it brings like that initial spark of excitement. Like how when I first read that, I was like, yep, that's a dead hit. Nobody, you wouldn't think of using that if you don't study, you wouldn't, that would never come across your mind. But back to you, Saint John. You say they gonna fight you if you catch us out here eating chicken, man. What you doing, man? Why you put that on the camera?
You said St. John what?
Why you put that damn meat on camera, man? Them boys already talking about they're gonna fight us if they catch us eating meat.
God damn. This phone, it keep
Yeah,
breaking up, man.
yeah, because it's like I can hear you, but it seems like you can't hear me.
Right now, you sound like a robot. It got my phone just be tripping, man. I don't know.
All right, well, here, I just call you, bro. All right, peoples. I'm gonna just call y'all. I'm gonna just hold on. Let me see if I move now
All right,
because I don't know.
Shalom, Christ.
Shalom.
Is that